Hello boys, it's me, Cool Yoshi here, and welcome back to my 100% blind playthrough of the new Pokémon Snap for the Nintendo Switch. In the last episode, we left off in Volusia trying to 100% that area, and sort of did so until, a couple of problems happened. Well, actually, we were able to get everything except one photo, so we missed Kangaskhan 2-star. This is actually fairly straightforward. You just have to hit it to make it turn itself around. Then once it's turned out around, you have to give it a fruit. And if it's immediately been fed, Kangaskhan himself will eat it to make things a little bit more interesting. Our goal is to simply capture a photo as it eats the fluff fruit, and that's actually pretty simple. Good to see you. I'm actually surprised I got the 4-star R of Kangaskhan the way it did, because the way it looked was kind of interesting. I was actually surprised. I think just because I waited a specific amount of time I was able to get it, but yeah. And there we go, that completes Kangaskhan's photo, and will also get me my max research level at this area, which is nice. You've gone way beyond my expectations. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think too. Okay. Alright, so there's a couple of things I have to do in the course setups, but some of those look a little bit too difficult. So, for the start of the Volcano course, we're going to be focusing on one Pokemon in particular. That Pokemon is Charizard. He appears during a specific spot, and it's possible to get him to come out if you do a couple of spot things. But first, we're going to spam restarting the Volcano a couple of bit, because there is a potential for a legendary Pokemon to appear, and I want to get that Pokemon in as we appear here to complete the request. And if you look in very specific spots, as you can see there, it's already appeared. You can periodically see Ho-Oh fly through a very series of specific areas. And I'm playing this melody right here. Not necessary for other stuff, but if you play a melody at a specific spot during this, you can potentially get some stuff to appear. Now, Talonflame has quite a few photos to get, and it can be kind of hard to get some of them. Okay. So there are multiple different spots where Ho-Oh comes out. Get it to come out more, you have to find its feathers scattered around the course, which we're not going to focus on. If we put Fluff Fruit down, we can periodically sometimes have Talonflame come down and eat it, but that heavily depends on the other stuff. Also, this course is actually kind of obnoxious, since there are so many requests being done at a specific spot. It can be very difficult to get all the photos that you need. So, to make things a little bit crazy, we're going to focus on the Pokemon literally one at a time and nothing else other than that. Whoa. Okay. So we want to go the secret path, because if we can't go the secret path, we can't get the secret Charizard to spawn, which is actually how we complete the request. So we'll go ahead and do that first. So that's the Graver, by the way, that we have to do at one point. That's actually the only thing I forgot about. So we're going to throw Lumina Orbs at this one, then very quickly throw a Fluff Fruit at this Graveler to knock it down, and an explosion will happen. Everyone will start investigating, and after a little bit, it takes a little while. Okay, I'm actually gonna keep on retrying until I get this Pokemon to appear, because I do want it to get it to appear on the first try here. Ho will not always appear here immediately. Sometimes you have to retry a couple of times before it'll actually appear. You don't have to do anything to get it to appear. It just appears at completely random. Any photo of her will give us a 1-star, so we'll take that so we can unlock a new myth request, as well as finish off that part as well, which I find kind of interesting. Oh. One of Talonflame's photos happens to be it flying through this little crevice, so if I miss that, I will go ahead and try and do that again. Let's see if we can get him to appear soon. Because if you throw a Flufftoot down in a specific area, you can get at this Talonflame to come down and eat it. But I believe that's only available as part of a request. And we're not going to fully focus on Ho-Oh. We're going to focus on getting it to spawn, as well as getting the Charizard to appear, which is kind of tricky. And all of this does have to be done at a specific time. If this is not done at a specific time, then Charizard may not potentially spawn. It's very weird how this is supposed to be done. All I know is you have to give Illumina Orbs to the Charmanders, and you have to keep on spamming other stuff. So once they start rowing in there, we're going to go for the Graveler. I'm going to throw... Oh, there we go. Now that was kind of bullcrap. I'm surprised that didn't happen the first time. But anyways, doing all of that, and yeah, Charizard kind of just appears there. I'm going to actually deal with Flareon's pose as well, which I believe to get this, the simplest way that I know of doing it is to just spam the Illumina Orb until we get a glow effect in a minute. That'll make him happy. Then we have to make Flareon eat a fruit, which is done by simply doing that. After he gets ready to eat the second one, after he attempts to eat the second one, he will eventually just blow it up, which is kind of interesting. That one I'm not as focused on. So if you cause Charizard to appear in the last area, this is why we did it for the first time. Suppose they are kind of just chilling and waiting here. And if you wait for a second... it will take a little while. They kind of just run around for a little bit and do stuff. And then suddenly Charizard comes down from out of nowhere, which forces a little bit of a flight. As it comes down, it'll periodically look at the player as it comes down. Okay. Okay. So yeah, instead of the Typhlosion just running away, you get to see them kind of do a little fight with them. Unfortunately, you can't actually get any of the 4-stars from them. Typhlosion's 4-star is actually completely alternate. This is pretty much a thing you can only do with Charizard, as, like I said, the main Pokemon we're going to focus on. But I did still want to get a photo of Ho-Oh, which I did, and that completes that first part of the annoying request. And, okay, we did get one. It's not the best looking photo because of the way they're positioned, but we'll have to take it at some point because it could be really different. I like this frame a lot. I'm going to take this one. Okay, so we did get our 4-star Charizard on the first try. For the 3-star Charizard, you have to get it as it looks at you. Its 2-star is actually kind of tight for some reason. Apparently the only way you can get its up here is to do a couple of our stuff. Okay, well, I'm gonna just auto the rest of this. Again, I do have auto mode enabled, so I can very quickly use that to show photos to the professor as things happen. And there's Hello. A new discovery. Okay. The request for that gets completed surprisingly fast, but to get any more stars for Hello, we have to do a very complicated series of steps, all of which is going to be done in a row later after we are done with all the other stuff. And wow, we accidentally completed a couple of other requests too. Most of these I weren't actively trying for. I did look up how to do them, but I didn't focus on them because one important thing is you can't actually clear all the stuff. And also with Hello collected, we registered every single species of Pokemon from Volusia into our area. The Desert Sun and Volcanic Heat must have made for some sweaty surveying. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I do like that Charizard animation a lot. I'm gonna save that one. Bam. That is now saved, and I will eventually upload that later. Probably near the end of the episode, I'll try and remember to get that. But yeah. So yeah, there was indeed another Pokemon. He was just really tricky to find because he doesn't always appear. Okay, so now we're going to focus exclusively on the Shinx part, which is actually kind of about this, but beyond that, it's literally the exact same as what you did from before. So the Shinx normally runs off immediately after doing a series of specific setup. Using a series of fluff fruit, we can eventually lead it to a spot. And eventually it'll give us an opportunity to get a good 4-star photo of it. Pretty simplistic, actually. So that's where those Monferno are going, huh? Okay. We'll probably get them later, but right now we have to focus on the thing that's really important. And that is going the secret route and getting Charizard to spawn again. This time when we spawn Charizard, however, we are only going to get photos of it. Either doing a roar or doing something else. Also, wow. Goodness, we kind of got stuck for who knows how long. That thing's kind of just sleeping there. Usually it's woken up by then. That's kind of strange. Again, this part is kind of tricky. If you don't do this fast enough, it can be really bad. So, yeah. And I say I'm trying to do this is because this particular route has a very specific part you have to do. And there we go. He's back. The only photos that really matter of Charizard will come at the end, where we have to get a photo of it looking at the player as well as it doing its roar as well. Okay, this is not the right Torkoal. You can get one of them to stand on their hind legs, but it's kind of tricky. I think during one of the next runs, I'll go ahead and play around with the Flareon a little bit in here. See if I can maybe get a free star while I'm doing this. Okay. I could actually get photos of them here. I like how this area goes from having almost nothing to now there's a bunch of Flareon just kind of chilling around in the corner. Okay. I'm gonna wait until we get teleported to leave just because there's lots of other stuff. There's not a really good spot to do this, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the optimization run for this. As soon as Charizard lands, I'm just gonna take photos of it. Yeah, I think that beginning part is what we want. That's Charizard looking at the player. I feel like the more photos we take, the better. You can hardly see what happens, but you can kind of see Charizard basically knows us coming down. That's its 2-star photo. Since we don't know where exactly it is, it's safest to just, again, spam the crap out of the photo button until we get something interesting to happen, and sure enough, we did get this to work. Okay. So, let's go ahead and... Yeah, okay, that one... The second one tends to be a lot more difficult, so we're going to take the 2-star photo first, because it is by far the most difficult photo to get, and then we'll kind of try and get Flareon while we're doing this. And once Charizard's page is complete, we'll move on to a different area here to try and maybe get Talonflame's 1-star or something. Okay, so we got another quest completed. So that means we did complete the Shinx request, and that also means our Shinx photo is now complete. I mean, part of the Photodex is now complete. Yeah, basic idea, if you get what I mean. Alright, we're gonna retry. I believe on this one we want to try and focus on a melody. I'm not sure if this actually works because... Again, a lot of the requests are very specific to how you do other stuff. Also, there's a Typhlosion kind of just chilling here. Alright. Talonflame's gonna periodically fly through here. Okay, there it goes. Trying to get a foe as it passes by there, but it's kind of tricky. Go ahead and skip this area. So during one of these fight sequences, in addition to causing some sort of confrontation with Monferno, you can make other interesting things happen. And one hidden interesting effect is to trigger an Aerodactyl to actually get hit by Typhlosion. He will kind of just come out of nowhere and then kind of just explode on him. It actually kind of looks really funny. That's the Typhlosion 4-star, and the reason why we can't complete him right away, because that's the only time we can actually get him. Okay, there we go. What I find so interesting is this particular Shinx does not like the fluff fruit. He kind of just skips it entirely. He does not care about it at all. Now the 3-star photos for Charizard is pretty easy. We're basically going to do the same thing as we did before. These are the only times where you can see Charizard in particular do this, or otherwise you won't be able to get anything to happen. And I throw an Illumina Orb at Charizard despite it not actually being needed. Okay. I like how the effect is so loud it kind of just scares the crap out of them for a few seconds. Alright. Alright. Oh. What the heck? That was weird. Alright. We're gonna throw it really... We need to throw it rather close to him. In order to get this to happen. Perhaps. I don't know. I only got to take a few good photos of it, though. I don't want to restart immediately, because this can take a little while. And yes, the Tyranitum initially get angry at you, but then eventually Charizard comes down to anger them further. It's kind of funny how this works out. If you look near the top, you can kind of see where Tyranitar kind of comes in from. Smacking one of them in the face as he comes down. Oh, by the way, I have to kind of wait a little bit. I forgot to mention that. If you're too fast for this next part, things can get a little bit difficult. So we're going to kind of stay zoomed on in. Wait for him to do his lure. Okay. Get a couple of good photos of there and quit out. Okay, assuming Charizard is done, that should be all we have to do with this part, and then we'll go to the middle to try and focus on Talonflame. Talonflame is very tricky to get, in particular. Okay. Oh, wow, that actually looks really good. Alright, well, I'm gonna take the road just because it looks better. Yeah, you know what? I will do that. Save a little bit of time, not show everything to the professor, because that does waste about 5 seconds or so for each photo you show him. So if you're not getting a record, it's not really worth showing. Well, and that's also going to max out our research level, so this area is now completely maxed out. Alright. So to get Talonflame to do a secondary spot, we actually have to get him on the ground first, which is rather tricky. And we're going to actually turn on boast mode for the second part. We're going to do this only a couple of times, by the way. After this is done, I'm going to start focusing a little bit more on the requests just to make them a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and turn on burst mode. Perhaps if I hit him with a couple of stuff, that'll trigger something. You can kind of tell because there is a Typhlosion in this middle of the spot, and that Typhlosion's not really supposed to be there. Okay, that was a much better photo of Talonflame finding food air. That's not the Talonflame I'm focusing on, though. The main one I'm going to focus on is actually going to be getting it to eat a fluff fruit. And to get that to happen, you have to go all the way to the end of the middle section. And we also get a chance to snap a photo of Monferno as we go into this. We're not taking the Ultimate this time. I still don't know what to do, so I'll go ahead and press and spam this yellow button to get it to climb around. Ooh, okay. One of them did a flip, but what we want is there's this one particular one that will climb. Okay. Alright. Well, we got them to play with each other, which is actually not bad. So that's what all that noise was from. So if you follow Luminor about it, that interesting, that causes them to play with each other. It's really cool. I don't think that's the correct area for Slugma. So I'm going to focus only on Talonflame here. There is an area where Talonflame will periodically appear. I may have missed it. You can get it to come down from one of its perches, where it'll appear near the end of the course. Ooh. Maybe this Slugma will do something if I wake it up. I don't know. Oh! Well, we got Turkle to stand on its hind legs. That's another thing I was going for, so I'm pretty okay with that. Alright. Let's go ahead and quit research now. Anyway. Yeah, we didn't get any foes of Talonflame, that's why I fought, but that's fine. We got a Turkle one as backup. I'll go in and take this Typhlosion one as well, because it's a new location for it, so it should still offer me some points. I actually did get a good foe of that, by the way, and it did not count, apparently. Okay, then. I'll just take whatever photos I got, then, and try and focus a little bit more on getting Talonflame to come out. Oh, no. Of course, now that I think of it, I might not even be on the right research level for this. I've never actually thought of that. I know Flareon only appears on this research level, so we can't get any of its requests done until after we're done. Okay. Surprisingly high score despite not having a lot of the best skills there. I'm actually gonna set this back to level 1 now that I think of it. That's probably gonna be better. So we're gonna focus exclusively on doing requests now that that was done. I was trying to focus more on Talonflame just to get it out of the way, but I don't know what else to do really. Talonflame, by the way, appearing on either level 2 research or higher. Okay. Fun fact, I actually missed the thing. I was so busy focusing on other stuff that I completely forgot what to do. So you know what? I am gonna do Volcano on Research Level 3. Because that is the correct research level. I was just confused exactly how to get it. I'm gonna do a similar strategy to what I did before. I'm just gonna kind of take photos of it and then quit out every time. And we're gonna... Yeah, okay, we do have burst mode on. I'm not sure if Talonflame eyeing for the Alcove necessarily counts as a 2-star. Now, I don't have to worry too much of this. For this first part, I do have a backup. I'll just go for the Talonflame 3-star first. So we're going to be going directly for the Talonflame 3-star photo first, but trying to get the 2-star photo while we wait. The 2-star photo is it being a bit unusual and flying through the alcove. Okay, I'm going to try and look around for this by spam scanning. Oh, there it is. We have to hit this guy with a Fruit once we find him. Ugh. Could be kind of tricky though. Okay, there we go.
Really?
Make him mad, and this Talonflame will then fly further down the course where we can give him a Fluff Fruit for his 3-star. Pretty straightforward. I'll go ahead and take his Happy Vibes pose as well in case that ends up being a 2-star. I'm not sure if I want to skip through everything here because it can be a little bit tricky. And if you cause Talonflame to fall down, you'll see it again in this spot right here. Pretty easy, just feed a Fluff Fruit. And do that and quick research. If I do get its 2-star, I will take that first, simply because it's very difficult to get. Okay, that'll be guaranteed. Oh, we did get one. One frame of a 2-star. Actually, there's a different one we could have taken. Okay, I like this one. I'm gonna take that. Oh, wait, well, ain't on. Near the end of the burst mode, I got something interesting. So we're going to take the 2-star foe, just like I mentioned, because that's much harder to attain than the stars. So, there we go. It's kind of interesting. It flying through an alcove is a 2-star is actually kind of weird. I don't know why they make that the 2-star photo, but, whatever floats your boat, game. Lots of strange stuff happens in this game sometimes. It's hard to know exactly what to do, but... yeah, well. This next one will be another quick attempt. This time, gonna do the same things that we did before. By the way, if you hold turbo mode down here, I'll just go ahead and show you. Talonflame will never actually fly through here. You have to use no turbo mode, otherwise he's not gonna fly here because you're too fast for this particular section. If I'm assuming on a different course, if I throw... Lumino Arbent Monferno, I can get it to stick out its weird tail at some point. Just like before, we're going to take the regular route, look for this Talonflame, hit it on the ledge, and smack it with a Fluff Fruit. It's kind of tricky to get. You have to be really close to it to get it to work. There we go. And then you'll see it fly off towards the cliff. Gravelry, we don't really need much photos for it because we can just get its 4-star photo later as part of a thing. So anyway, back to here this time. Let's try and throw one that's decently close to him. Whoa. Okay. Oh, we've accidentally hit it with a Fluff Fruit instead. It's very easy to go through this and overshoot your shot just a little bit and accidentally hit Talonflame in the face instead, which is not fun when that happens because we have to do the entire course over again once that happens. Nice. This time let's actually throw this correctly. And also move a little bit closer so I can get a more accurate shot there. It's kind of tough to get. Alright, there we go. If it lands to the side, we should be able to get it just fine. Oh. Okay, there we go.
Really?
Alright. I've never actually got a photo, I believe, of Slugma literally hiding in the lava, so let's do that while we wait. And then quit our research. Maybe we can get 2 of those done at once. But after this, we're going to focus exclusively on the quest and nothing else, really. Okay, yeah, there we go. Our Town Fame 3-star has been collected. Alright, let's take this one. It kind of blends into the lava, so kind of an interesting background. Alright. We're gonna go straight to research level 1 now because there's lots of requests that can only be completed on that level, so we're gonna do those one by one as they appear, and also when we go back to this, also do that. Alright. Completed. Felucia. There's some really impressive frames. You did a good job photographing it, despite it not literally looking good. Sinks and Luxray are reunited, and it's all thanks to you. You're the best. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. Turco is usually so relaxed. I never expected to see it get up like this. It's not every day someone gets a photo of Ho-Oh, but then again, you're not just any photographer. Ooh. My suspicion was confirmed. I could tell from that photo how intense that heat is. Yeah. So there's quite a few requests left here, and we're going to be doing these one by one as we go through. Okay. There we go. We're gonna go straight to research level 1, but not actually go through the full request just yet. Nope. And I went on research level 3. Great. Well, I'll just be right back now. Hello, boys, and welcome back to a long video that's kind of gotten into some interesting stuff. So we are back into the volcano, but this time on only research level 1 because this is required for a specific request. So we're gonna start with this one just because it's the trickiest of the ones to get. So to start, we have to go to this nearby area, which will eventually prompt a series of Monferno to come out. We do have to stall a little bit. One of them will eventually jump up this rock cliff, and I'm supposed to wait for one to get over here and wait, and eventually Yeah, eventually that will happen, and your goal is to, get it to stick out its rear at it, and that'll be good. In case you're wondering why I can't complete the Tyranitum 4-star request, there's actually another crazy request that's even harder to do than that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off burst mode for this next section, so that is not too annoying. Alright. Then on here, we have to knock all of these specific graveler off into the cliff, because this next one is actually entirely up to RNG. In fact, pretty much this entire request, as it's coming through, is basically RNG, and the graveler on your right will actually be what influences it. You have to make 3 of them fall into the one of them you have to hit it as it's falling up. It could be kind of tricky, but if you do all of that, there'll be another graveler in this area where you can make it eat a fluff fruit, a couple of other stuff. But before I do that, there's a Slugma in this lava that you can hit with a orange, and it'll eventually submerge itself to start climbing up a lava fall. You probably remember seeing stuff like that. And the lone graveler, unfortunately, is completely random and won't always show up. He seems to appear at random. Oh. Okay, let's get over to here. Oh, there he goes. That was actually nice and easy. Well, that was impressively quick. I thought that was going to be a lot more difficult, but that, was pretty quick, actually. These 3 requests can only be completed on Research Level 1, which is why we're doing this at this particular point here, to get them out of the way. Okay. Take that one. And take this one of the 4-star photo. Any 4-star photo will work for Graveler. And for Monferno, it looks like it's 3-star. This is also a 3-star pose for it. You need to have it Illuminorbed, otherwise it will not actually stick its tail out. Just a little bit of a warning. Nice, okay, we got the request completed. And we got... Yeah, nice, we got all of those completed at once, which helps out a lot. Okay, now for the next one. Not normally too difficult to do these, but we are required to change stuff. So now we finish this on Research Level 1, we're going to go ahead and return to camp here to go to the Research Level 2, because there are a couple of other requests we have to do there as well. Now, little note, I'm probably not going to actually complete all the requests here, because it is getting kind of late, so I'm kind of just doing these as I go along, but change Research Level to Level 2 for this one. Very important. If you don't do that, this effect won't actually happen. And we'll be going for 2 particular requests back to back. One of them being the Altaria request that I think I mentioned at some point. And if we just kind of chill here, we can eventually hear some singing. Particularly, this will be heard as we go through here. Only happens on Research Level 2, I believe. Oh, there he is. Oh, there's another holo picture. This might not be on the right one. Let's retry and focus exclusively on the Talflame one just to make it a bit easier. That might be one I have to look into it again. I will still play the melody while I'm here. Oh, actually, no, I don't want to. Alright. So this can be kind of tricky to get because you have to land one that's very close to Talonflame's lock that'll get his attention, but also not too close to an Archeops, otherwise they'll notice it instead. This can take quite a while to get. You have to get one, like, right next to it. It's kind of tricky. Oh, there we go. It finally appeared, but it was so late that I did not expect it to appear. Okay, let's turn on Burst Mode and retry that, because we need a... There it was there. I was not expecting it to do that because it happened so late. I guess it's not as near the rock as I initially thought. It has to be a little bit further down because it has to count from the distance that Talonflame has to travel. Obviously, if we throw this near the out, that should probably help out a little bit. This can be kind of tricky to do, as you see, because there's a lot of Archeops running through as well. If one of them gets near it, you can't actually complete the request, so it can be kind of difficult to get on your first try. If not the more difficult ones. Talonflame will only do this on Research Hall 2, so that's why we're coming here. Oh, it sees it, or it's trying to look at it, but it's not doing anything yet. I guess one other idea you could do is just try spamming the crap out of it, and eventually... Yeah. Okay. I don't even know if any of these are working. Because these Archeops keep on getting in the way, dude. I think the best way of dealing with this is to just trigger this effect here and then purposely slow down the Neo one and wait until the last possible second to throw it. Just so the Archeops don't get in the way. Because the spot where we're supposed to get this is also very close to where the Archeops are. So we'll let this animation complete itself. Okay, he's ran off. Okay, there we go. There we go. That might be good. We'll see if we got a frame of it.
Alright.
Okay. That explains the Aerodactyl, huh? And yes, you can trigger the same effect on Research Level 2 as well. In fact, this is the only way to get Charizard to appear on Research Level 2 is through this effect. Alright. We're just gonna skip this part and go to the end where we'll want to scare off all the Typhlosion in order to get Aerodactyl to fall down for another request. This can be done on Research Level 2 or free. Alright, they're both gone. So instead of us getting a photo of them, we pretty much just force them to run away, and once Aerodactyl notices it's safe, he'll come down as well, and then we can give him his fluff fruit. Oh, really? Nice. Nice and quick. The Talonflame one is probably one of the more tricky ones. It's another one where you'll want burst mode just to make sure you capture the exact frame it picks up the fruit. So I'm going to take this one and go to this one. Yes, the Archeops does periodically get in the way occasionally, but this time around we were able to get it to work. Looks like it was hunting for food. Huh? Nice, we completed both of those requests immediately. Okay, I'm gonna actually pause right now and I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, and we're back. I am going to be doing the second request theme now, so this is gonna kind of just be an oral chill moment. So, remember this particular singing that goes on? That's the Altaria singing. Once we hear that, we pretty much have to just spam the crap out of the melody until we get them to appear. I actually looked on the map so I could figure out exactly where they appear, but the idea is once I hear a specific singing, I'm just gonna spam the crap out of the melody until I see them, at which point I will then stop that and they should then appear. It's kind of tricky. This takes a really long time to actually lure them out. Oh, there they are. Okay, they just came out. Alright, there they are. Okay, very quick photo there. Quite an interesting way to get a photo of Altaria. Just play a song for them and they kind of just fly overhead. Pretty much any of the 3-star photos count, so we'll take that, I guess. Alright. There we go. That's that request completed. For this next one, we're kind of just going to do a really quick walkthrough. We're not going to do much. We're just going to go for this really quickly to see if we do some stuff. Anyway, we're going to return to Cap and do one quick run of Research Level 3. Nothing else. We are not going to do anything else after that. We'll take the regular path because, again, we already got everything on the secret path. Just so you wouldn't have to go back there later. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna select research all three. It doesn't really matter which one we pick. Alright. Oh, oh. This can be kind of tough. Okay, we hit him this time. So if we hit this Typhlosion with a fluff root, we can make it flee to the next area, and that is required for our first of many photos. We'll see it eventually perch on a cliff and interrupt a nearby Aerodactyl. It kind of appears all of a sudden. Yeah, that's kind of cool. It straight up just explodes on him almost. Releases a bunch of lava boulders from underneath it. Also, I did not expect it to be right there. It was kind of interesting. Right? Okay. Oh wow, these Monferno are already playing with each other. Okay. Alright, so for another we have to throw an Illuminorb at this particular one. And then it's gonna do this. Doop! Whoop! And... okay. Got that. Whoa! Jeez, that went so fast I didn't even notice that Luxray ran away from me. We will need to get that Luxray at some point for a photo later, but we don't actually need it right now. Okay, this next one is a little tricky. I'm only gonna give this about one try here. I'm gonna go to about here and then do this. Literally just spamming Fluff Root. Nothing else. Till I eventually round the corner. For some reason, doing this attracts Charmander. Don't ask me why, but it's kind of weird. Oh, and yes, there's a Charizard that could potentially appear as well. So this is the area where I'm trying to aim. Once I round the corner, so for some strange reason, every single time I throw a Fluff Root past that spot in a specific area, we trigger a weird, really weird effect that will cause certain Charmander to come out as you come over here. Our goal is to get at least 5 of them out, but it's kind of tricky. This is just the beginning of what I've gone through, unfortunately, so yeah, this is one of the trickier requests, in case you're wondering. I'm gonna quickly quit research and then end the episode after this is done. I did say I would only give this one quick attempt. I believe I got at least a couple of them. Yeah, I got both Typhlosion and Tyranitum. Let's do that frame, and... bonk. Look at that. Impressive, just... so yeah, I kind of just... so Tyranitum just kind of charges into the wall and then bangs his head on the... if he did not have a hard face, that would kind of hurt. Kind of just charging your face right into the wall like that. So yeah, looks kind of brutal if you ask me, but he can handle it though. And that's one of the effects I had to do with that Monferno, which is the one reason why I had to get him to do that specific thing. Otherwise, the 4-star cannot happen. Alright. So now we'll go ahead and claim all of the requests that we completed. You got it? Oh, wow. And it's such a clear shot, too. How'd you do it? Burst mode. That's all I'm gonna say. Burst mode. For the win. Wow, that's impressive. I feel bowled over just looking at this photo. Nice. What happened? So Tyranitum got mad and smashed into the wall, and that set the whole volcano rumbling? Wow. Okay. I see, so it uses those arms to eat. Huh? Those arms to eat. Okay, very well. So it won't land at all if it's feeling cautious. Hey, look at that. You caught that right the rare moment on camera. Good job. Nice. Oh, it was Altaria. Thanks for finding out for me. Tyranitum got really mad when mine stare out. Great, thank you. It really is pretty silly, isn't it? Whoa, it really is going up the lava. Better apologize to Rita. Okay, so we only have 3 requests left. One of them actually being the Volcarona pose, so we can get that done later. And that'll be it for this video, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!